Sandra, let's bring in Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace from South Carolina, member of the Armed Services and Oversight Committees. The F-35, Congresswoman, was built to avoid detection. It appears that that may have worked maybe a little bit too well, prompting you to tweet on X. Now that I got that out of the way, how in the hell do you lose an F-35? How is there not a tracking device? And we're asking the public to what? Find a jet and turn it in? You've got some questions about all this.
I have a lot of questions, and it was sort of embarrassing for the Pentagon. I had a briefing yesterday with the Marine Corps from the Pentagon, and they sent people over that could not answer a single question that I had. They couldn't tell me at the time whether the jet was in the air or under the water. Come to find out, the transponder failed. They have not explained why it failed. That is the $80 million question today.
Yeah, so this took off from Joint Base Charleston. And was flying over North Charleston when the pilot noticed that there was some sort of an issue that required him to eject. He punched out of the plane while it was on autopilot. Initially, they were looking around the area of Lake Moultrie and Lake Marion, which is about 25 miles north of Charleston. But the jet remains were eventually found some 80 miles away. And the whole thing is still a mystery as to why the pilot punched out in the first place.
No, that's correct. And when I was briefed by the Marine Corps yesterday, I asked if they knew how long the jet could last in the air on autopilot with the amount of fuel it had. They had no answers. The public didn't know if there was a public safety concern, and the public deserves greater transparency. And I'm not talking about spilling national secrets on a classified aircraft. We're just talking about normal public safety, public emergency types of questions that the Pentagon just refused to answer. And so, we have more questions than answers at this point, but I'm going to be demanding answers for South Carolina, for our local leaders, to get to the bottom of it.
All right, and we hope that you do. I want to turn to business in the House there, because the big battle is on over whether or not there's going to be a government shutdown, whether or not there will be satisfactory spending cuts for some of the members. Matt Gaetz of Florida, your colleague, has suggested that he may introduce a motion to vacate the chair over all of this. You were asked about it on the weekend. You wouldn't say whether or not you would support such a motion, but you did say everything's on the table. So let me ask you, 2 days later, is this the sort of thing that you would support?
Well, for me, everything is on the table with regards to any motions or any votes that we have over the next week or two. Several members up here were made promises. Those promises were not kept. I'm not the only frustrated member of Congress up here, but I'm from South Carolina. We do a lot of deals by handshake. When I look you in the eye and say we're going to do this, and I've held up my end of the bargain, I expect the same in return. And I'm not going to support Washington as usual. If we're going to continue to do the same thing we have always done, that's not right for the country. We came up here to change the direction of our nation, and I want to see us do that for the good.
Are you happy with the job that Speaker McCarthy is doing?
I would put me in the column of being very frustrated. I don't like feeling like I was misled or lied to on particular pieces of legislation. I've worked very hard to show a roadmap and a pathway for women, for Republican women, how we can move forward and win suburban women over next year. I've worked on a number of pieces of legislation that has fallen on deaf ears, has been ignored, no matter the promises that I was made by the leadership. So put me in the very unhappy column today.
And do you think that there will be a shutdown?
I think it's 50-50 on whether or not it happens. It's really, right now, I was in some meetings today with leadership and different members who are against a continuing resolution. It was a productive conversation, but it's hard to say if they'll get to 218.
And are you concerned, last question here, Congresswoman, are you concerned that if there is a shutdown, it's going to come back to bite Republicans?
Well, Republicans always get blamed, but here's the God's honest truth. Democrats and Republicans put us in this place. Our debt hit $33 trillion today. That sham of a debt ceiling deal 3 months ago is going to add almost $20 trillion to debt over the next 10 years. And so if neither side is willing to address the problem, the spending problem we have today, we're just going to get the same thing we've always gotten, which is spending our kids' future into oblivion, and we can't afford to do that.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina, good of you to join us today. Hope you get the answers on that jet, by the way. Appreciate it.
Same.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.